The place here is known as the place of the pike, Ginoozhekaaning, place where the pike are plentiful. In 1971, I was discharged from the United States Army, and I returned to Bay Mills. And at that time, fishing rights was an issue. We had our fishermen getting ticketed, harassed, and many weren't fishing at all because of that harassment. This week is known as Treaty Recognition Week. And the United States government sent an expedition here, the first one into the Upper Great Lakes on June 6, 1820. And they signed a treaty with the native people in Quebec at Sault Ste. Marie. That's the treaty that was handed down through 7 generations to myself. And over those years, that treaty was opened and closed so much that it separated. But the words of that treaty are true today as they are any other time. Treaties are, under the United States Constitution, the supreme law of the land. Back in 1971, September 28, Big Abe LeBlanc went and set nets in Pennell's Bay.
The community decided they were going to fight to have their treaty right acknowledged, and A.B. was willing to be the person that was violating Michigan law in order to have that treaty right recognized. So there was a day agreed upon. A.B. set his net in the Pennell's Bay area, called up the local DNR office and said, "I've got my net set." The DNR officer came out and wrote him a ticket, took the net, and A.B. appeared in the Michigan District Court stating that he had a right to use that net because of the treaty, and the court found him guilty anyway. While the case was pending on appeal, the tribe hired me as their attorney, so that some 2 months later, the Michigan Court of Appeals issued its decision saying the right did exist. So A.B.'s effort gave a construct so that people could engage in fishing, because as soon as the Court of Appeals decision was reached in 1974, Bay Mills fishers were out throughout the ceded waters fishing because they had a right to do it. I want to let you know how proud A.B. was of his role in this. If he never did it, they'd never be able to exercise the right. And the only way to maintain the lifeway and keep on passing on to generations was to take this chance.
We have that black snake going across over here. Jennings, that black snake, that endangers those rights. It endangers our fishery, the livelihood of our people. We fish these waters for untold centuries. We're a part of that water. We're part of this earth. And we ask that we continue to be a part of those on into the future, and that we continue to uphold the vision of those ancestors. It took vision for them to reserve these rights. The treaty was much more than just a piece of paper. To them, a treaty was a sacred document. The Treaty of 1820, June 16. When the chiefs signed, they touched that eagle feather. That made that a sacred document, something that the spirits were involved in, the ancestors, beyond just words. It was a sacred pledge. It's not only sacred for us, but it's sacred for those that helped to sign it. If they signed it as a sacred word, then their children and their grandchildren and their great-grandchildren and so on should maintain that sacredness, that life that it represents. Because what did they get? Under the 1836 treaty, they get better than 13 million acres. We only wanted to save a subsistence way of life.